Hello friends, and welcome to another video. I love painting and traditional art, and while traditional art can be a lot of fun, there is one huge problem, and that is art supplies is hella expensive, especially if you buy artist grade materials. So I've put together 5 tips for shopping so you can get artist grade materials for a great price. Tip 1, buy your art supplies from an art store. Art stores will have the best price when it comes to artist grade supplies. A good bit of their stock can be up to 40% off the retail price, and sometimes the prices are even better online. There are quite a few art stores out there, but here are some of the ones that I know. Jerry's Artorama, Blix, Art Supply Warehouse, Trickell, and You Tricked Art. Some of these only have an online store, and some of them have online stores and physical retail spaces. But they all have an online presence, so that's great if you don't live near a physical store. Many online art stores also offer free shipping if you buy over a certain amount. From what I've seen, the minimum is usually about $50, so $50 and over. There could also be some small local art stores in your area, so I suggest just Googling art stores near me and check out what's nearby. I get most of my art supplies from Jerry's and Trickell. I have a Jerry's store in my area, so I just drive up there whenever I need to restock on things like my gesso boards, paint, drawing supplies, any random art things I might need, like rulers or pens or something like that. Since Trickell only has an online shop, I tend to buy their brushes, their brush cleaner, and their birch panels. Art stores tend to have a wide selection of products, so you can find anything from drawing to painting and even sculpture items at some of the bigger stores. Whatever your medium is, they are bound to have it. And sometimes online selections can be even bigger. I actually went to the art store last week and picked up quite a few items. Some that I needed, some that I didn't need. The art store is my target, so. But I ended up spending about $105 with tax for all of these items. I know $100 sounds really expensive for art supplies, so I decided to go to Michael's website and see how much these items would have cost me at Michael's. And with just putting in the paint that I bought, it was already at $99. Just the paint, nothing else. Oh, but there was a coupon, so I added that and it brought it down to $79. Tip 2, follow your favorite art stores and art brands' social medias. When art brands and art stores are having a sales, typically the first place they're going to post about it is on their social media. Some stores even do limited sales or surprise sales only on their social media. One of my favorite brands, Trickell, does this all the time, and I have gotten some pretty sweet deals on art supplies because I follow them on Instagram. Gamblin Oil Colors also utilized social media for special sales. They announced through Instagram that they would be selling discounted imperfect tubes of their paints on their factory website, and they sold out super quick, like almost immediately. Following your favorite art brands and art stores on social media is a great way to see when they're having sales and to snag some awesome deals. Tip number 3, buy raw or unprepped painting surfaces. So one of the great things about art stores, besides their prices, is that they often carry raw or unprepped painting surfaces. Now these are surfaces that don't have any type of gesso or sealant on them that you have to prep yourself. These items are often cheaper than something like a pre-gessoed canvas or wood because you aren't paying the manufacturing cost for that prepping process. If you're a fan of canvas, you can actually get rolls of raw canvas and stretcher bar to build and stretch your own canvases. This is great if you're someone who likes to work with unique sizes and or really big sizes, because this can save you quite a bit of money in the long run. If you're a fan of watercolors, often art stores will carry very, very large sheets of watercolor paper for excellent prices. Basically, the only thing you have to do is cut it down, or if you just want to paint on a really big surface. Expensive brands like Arches are often available in these giant sheets, and it's much more affordable than getting something like a watercolor pad or block. So by buying raw materials, you can save a good chunk of money, but the trade-off is the time it takes to prep them. But honestly, I like prepping my own wood panels. They're a lot of fun to do, so. Also, a point of note, you will have to buy things like gesso and other prep items like sealant, but those aren't terribly expensive and they will last you a while. I've had these two, this sealant and this gesso for about 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. So I've had both of these about 3 years, and they're just now running out. So I just restocked on both of these, and I've prepped a ton of items with both. And you can even get them in even bigger sizes, so they will last you even longer. Tip 4, shop for art supplies during back to school sales. So twice a year, most art stores will have a massive art sale. They typically do this in the months of August and January. These are their annual back to school sales, and you can get some amazing deals during this time. The sales usually last about a month, and no, you don't have to be a student in order to take advantage of these discounts. These are great times to shop because you can maybe pick up some new art materials, or you could just do a massive restock like I normally do. I usually go like right around these times. And the last tip number 5, plan your shopping trip and budget. Planning and budgeting for your shopping trip before you go will help to narrow down what you need and keep you from overspending. So something that I like to do before I go to the art store is I will go through all my paints and art supplies and see if there's anything that immediately needs to be restocked or things that I could wait a little bit longer on. By figuring out what you need before you go, it can help you to determine your budget. One of the ways that you can do this, you can actually go online to whatever art store that you're going to and check to see what the prices might be, so that way you can get an idea about how much things are going to cost. By setting a budget, this will give you a price point to work with. One of the best ways to keep from overspending is to bring your budget with you in cash and leaving your debit and credit cards at home, because you can't overspend if you only have cash. And now, a bonus tip: sign up for rewards programs if they are available. Now, this will vary from store to store, but if your favorite store has some kind of rewards program, then I highly recommend signing up for it, especially if it's free. So at my local Jerry's, they have a VIP program that allows me to get an extra 10% off my entire order. Now, it's only available in store. I can't use it online because each Jerry's store has their own program. But with my local Jerry's, I have a card that allows me to get 10% off. And during certain sales and certain times of the year, you can get an extra 20% off with this little baby. Yeah. Off your entire price, not certain items. The whole thing. Last week when I bought my art supplies, they were running their extra 20% off special, which goes till the end of the month. So I ended up saving an additional $25, which brought my total from $123.36 to $105.83 with tax. Without tax, it was about $98. At Trakell, I am part of their rewards program, and I get bristle bucks for every purchase that I make. And 100 bristle bucks equals $1. And for my birthday, they gave me 500 bristle bucks, so I got $5 off. Not a bad deal. And yes, I used it. So those are all my tips. I know that art supplies can be pretty expensive, so I hope these tips help you out and get you a great deal. And if you would like to continue following me on this art journey, then feel free to subscribe. If you want to see early previews of my art and works in progresses, then I suggest that you follow me on my Instagram. Alrighty, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!